Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your Mars and Leo reading. When things get really good, now I do this thing where I'm like pump the brakes all the way, because it's like we get too excited and then something happens that just completely, it's like, it's like making it to the top of a mountain and being too excited when you're at the top that you like accidentally fall off the cliff, and I know that's so extreme, but like, hasn't your life kind of felt like that over and over and over to the point where it's like, yo, when am I just going to be a winner and be able to like just continuously be a winner? Like, am I gonna have to keep doing these things where like I make it to the top and then I fall all the way down back to the bottom? Like, is that what this is going to be? And as we know, your life is all about learning, and so instead of us crying about the fact that we maybe went a little bit too far, we need to integrate something that we learned in that moment so that it never happens again. The Magician. So much to say, but let's get into Mars and Leo, because this is a really great time for you. Mars in Leo is activating your 9th house. So, that role that you love to play as the teacher, you finally have permission to speak, create in the exact way that you would like, without feeling too harsh or too egotistical, And the reason your voice is fully supported during this time is because you're not making it all about you. And I know Sagittarians were known as the generous sign, so it's like, what do you mean I'm making it all about me? What do you mean I always make it all about me? It's not something that you do on purpose. You don't even realize you're doing it. It's just how you are. You know how to make things all about you. And so, of course, that feels amazing when you know how to give to yourself everything that you feel like you deserve. You spoil yourself. You're spoiled. Because you deserve it. You've been through a lot. Right? So because you've been through a lot, you know that you need to spoil yourself to keep yourself happy. And so that gift of spoiling yourself is something that as soon as someone steps into your energy, it's like sweet candy. Because as soon as you turn some of that focus, that spoiled attention away from yourself, and you turn it to another person, they feel spoiled. They're like, wow, why does this person care so much about me? It feels wrong even. It feels wrong. But they don't understand that the reason you can give so much is because that's your standard for yourself. So you couldn't imagine not, pouring out that energy into the world around you. The world would be so dark. And so Mars in Leo is a time where you feel so spoiled by the universe energetically. It's like you can finally see everything that you have, everything that you've acquired, everything that you've learned. And, you know, there are a lot of external physical things that are quite amazing about your life right now. Jupiter is in Gemini. Everything is the way that it's supposed to be. It's incredible. There's a lot of external wins, right? But that's not even the best of it. That's not even the best part of how you're being spoiled right now. The best part of how you feel right now and the ninth house blessings that you feel has very little to do with anything externally. These are things that you've integrated into your personality, into your being. These are things that you have learned. First card out, the Magician, that nobody could ever take away from you. These are things that make you feel so big that it barely matters what happens next. You know, when you get so deep into the moment because you feel like you have everything. That's the energy. That's the energy. The success is internal first, which creates an inner joy that produces an external success and produces a financial success and a success that brings a lot of recognition, because I won't say that you don't want the recognition. It's just not as important as what you want to teach. What you're trying to get across right now is so much more important than what you've wanted for so long, which was the external validation. What you felt like you needed for so long. That energy under Mars and Leo, it feels like it's what I talked about in the, I think the Scorpio reading. Leos give themselves so much love, adoration, attention, that when they step out into the world, people think that Leos are looking for attention, but no, they're just so happy because they treat themselves well. And that happiness, the Leo card, attracts an immense amount of attention. The vibe, the security within self. You don't have to be afraid that things are going to fall off. Yes, challenges will come. That is just life cycles. But it's okay to feel like the biggest winner and soak in that energy. It's okay to realize that you made it to where you wanted to get, and the most interesting part of it is that you actually don't care about the external as much as you thought you did, and how you needed it to be perfect. You needed it to be how you saw it done before. You needed it. It was never about that. It was about you learning some things that could become a part of you. And when those things become a part of you, there's an energy within you that feels so fulfilled and complete. And the Nine of Cups, it's love. You love to learn. And when you learn that thing, it's so special. It's so special because most of the world has an external expectation, right? For life to be this perfectly lived life, this, you know, life that meets the standards of the world, the American dream, whatever you call it. And you sometimes you really do want that, and that is totally fine. But there's a very real part of you that feels deeply disconnected from the standards of the world. And because of that disconnection, whether by choice or from a lack of experience, it's very easy to feel like your efforts in your life isn't worth anything because you haven't crossed all your T's and dotted all of your I's in a way that makes people applaud for you, in a way that people are comfortable with giving you the win, the validation, and the respect that everybody deserves. And so it is really important that you're able to tap into something that has nothing to do with the external. That makes you feel complete and validated and like you have purpose. Like you're loved and needed. Like you're respected. Because you won't follow the rules. Sorry. You just won't. You just can't. You can't do it. Sorry. So you've got to create your own lane, and sometimes creating that whole lane takes years. It takes years to create something out of thin air. It takes years to learn something, to learn from someone who you saw they created their own lane and it works perfectly for you. You were able to pull a little bit from all of your environments to create your own lane, and it takes a long time to do it, and it takes a lot of wins and losses and a lot of losses and a lot of heavy energy to build something just for you. And so Mars and Leo now feels like the culmination. Not only Mars and Leo, we have Mercury and Venus in Sagittarius. You have learned what you needed to learn. You have practiced a lot. You have evolved in all of the ways that you needed to get to this place of fulfillment. You've lost a lot. You've overindulged in ways that you wish you didn't. And you can't take any of it back, and you can't go back in time. You can't fix what went wrong, and you can't run away from it either. But you can do exactly what you've always wanted to do now, in the way that you've wanted to do it. You can't make up for the version of you that had to go to extreme measures to learn what you needed to learn. And as painful as it is, the Three of Swords, to reflect on all of those losses and failures and really difficult moments, as painful as it is, There's an instinct within you that is undeniable, and everyone sees it in you, and they don't have that instinct. They don't know where it comes from. But you have it, and it's your gift. It's well-intentioned, regardless of what wrong steps you make. Your intentions are good most of the time. You want to help, you want to do good in the world. Even if sometimes you don't. Most times you do. Most times you use this instinct and this fire for good. You're only human in those moments where your subconscious pushes you to bad. So soak in that instinct, soak in that natural gift, and turn all of this good energy towards something that will get you even closer to a lifestyle that is what you've always wanted. This is the time. You have a blip, you have a full moon in Taurus coming up on November 15th that will force you to spend some time alone, cleaning out the gunk. You're not the type to put anyone else's feelings above your own, especially if you're dealing with a Scorpio. You're not the type. No matter how much they may expect that from you, that's not who you are, and you'll never be that way. There may also be a group of people who expect you to put their feelings above your own. And you can't help that you have no positive feeling about those people. You can't help it. You still have love for the situation, but there's a betrayal that is unfixable at this point, and you are the sign of reconciliation. And so if right now you don't feel like reconciling, that is completely within your rights to take as much time as you need. You're not stuck because you can't move forward. You are consciously taking time to work through the feelings about the people who have worked to confuse you. It is disgusting to you. And that's not a process that you can rush. It's okay to be confused about people's intentions towards you. Now, what you can do is understand that sometimes you do overlook the feeling that people are looking for in moments when you're trying to make things happen. And because you overlook that feeling, it makes them want to tell you no. It makes them want to, let's put it this way, that instinct in you where you can tell someone doesn't actually care about you, and so you never talk to them again. That's the feeling that you may not mean to do that, but that's how you make people feel sometimes. And so although it does feel like groups of people have betrayed you, the only reason that this is happening is because they feel like you didn't care about them. And did you care about them? That's for you to sort through. I'd say, being a Sagittarius, that you saw opportunities where you guys could work together and create together and make things happen together, but they didn't see you as an opportunity. They saw you as a excitable person. And that can hurt your pride. It can make you feel mad. It can, you know. But that doesn't help anything. You can't make people care about you. You can't make people see you as an opportunity. You can only be who you are. And move forward. You can actually create a whole new world for yourself if you want. And yeah, it can have, you know, something to do with other people, or it can be completely focused on an entrepreneurial pursuit. It's not that you don't want love, it's just you feel the support to create something that you really want to create, and you'd rather invest your energy there and let someone find you on that path versus investing energy in something that's bound to change and maybe last. And that might be the energy that you're in right now because of how things have been. Because you know that things change, and it's not even just about them changing. Sometimes you change and you're just like, yeah, I just don't want this anymore. Sorry. And it happens really quickly. So it's not because you don't want to. You've seen a lot and you need a little time to figure out what the hell is going on. You're taking care of yourself right now, and I love that for you. Love moving forward has to be something that's just there and just works. It's fun. It has to be fun. Anyone who wants to make you feel like you need their help is a con artist. You don't need their help. And if you need it, you'll ask for it. And usually that's how love finds its way in, because you do need help, and you aren't afraid to ask for it. But that's not the case right now. Right now you're extremely strong, extremely independent, and full of direction. And it takes a really smart person to know how to fit into that equation. And maybe for now, no one will fit into that equation. And I think for once in your life, you're okay with that. person who will come into your life next, or who will show up for you next, will come in the most unexpected way. They'll be able to teach you something that feels worth learning. They'll impress you and turn you on, and constantly remind you that this is long term. They'll fit your life. And they'll take you far. Maybe a Leo. That's exciting. Stay away from this Aries. I think the Cancer, you're done with all the feeling. The Leo's got something to say. Could be worth listening. Happy almost birthday. Talk to you soon. Love you, Sagittarius. Happy Mars and Leo, baby.